The Autistic Delicatessen.
What you eat, what you drink is your story.
The Autistic Delicatessen.
Let me tell you something. The food is great.
What you eat, what you drink is your story.
The Autistic Delicatessen.
Welcome to our first YouTube version of the Autistic Delicatessen. I'm your host, Larno, along with...
Onikage?
So, we are actually practicing social distancing, so that's why we're doing this video. Well, we've always been practicing social distancing, you know, because we haven't actually met each other in person. But besides that, we are both people that are on the spectrum of autism who love talking to people with a different variety of foods, like how it is in our podcast.
We thought to expand our medium by doing video and show what some of our guests and I guess ourselves look like and promote our series in various ways. And if you like the visual aids better than just audio, then enjoy these special episodes right here.
One of our first guests is going to be Gurmeet Kaur. She's one of the coordinators that's a part of United Sikhs. It's a global humanitarian charity currently helping in providing food for many during the COVID-19 crisis, regardless of faith, race, gender, and sexual orientation. It's a fantastic gesture that is needed during these tough times. They provide emergency relief services for families, low-income people, and the elderly. They help during disasters, which is very good, I would say.
Our second guest is Cassie Aran from Cookie Munchers. Cookie Munchers has 2 stores, one in Florida and one in New Jersey. They provide various types of oversized cookies, edible cookie dough, ice cream, and cookie cakes. They also have a presence in YouTube and like to promote themselves in social media such as Instagram. Cookie Munchers transformed from a delivery service with no official store to 2 stores with also the addition of deliveries to the state.
Let me tell you something. The food is great.
Gurmeet, welcome to the Autistic Delicatessen.
Yeah, thank you.
So, Gurmeet, we're so appreciative of the United Sikhs for their relief efforts during this time of the COVID-19 crisis. So, I just want to know from you, I read a story about there's been 30,000 meals in New York from the organization collaborating with a Sikh center in New York. So in terms of United Sikhs being such a worldwide organization, how is the food relief been like in the different countries, like within of course, New York with 30,000 meals, as well as currently in Canada and different parts?
So in Canada, I am from London, Ontario. It's in Canada, right? So
Yeah.
even in Ontario, different cities are collaborating with the city officials how to prepare that. Like in my city,
Mm-hmm.
in London, we are just, asking for donations, and whoever's in need, we are providing, we have collaborated with the stores so that they are open. It's not that the food is, because people are rushing in to just hoard on food. So we have collaborated with the stores as well, and they're willing to collaborate with us in the city of London. Now in Brampton, they are preparing, in a temple, they are preparing fresh meals. I don't know if you're familiar with the geography. In India, they are preparing fresh meals, and in UK as well. So depending on the availability of the resources, depending on the availability of the volunteers, the program is in a scheduling. So if in our city, we are only providing the dry ration, but say if in our city we get it's not a 1-day event. I don't know how long would it continue. So I am in touch with the city officials, if they would be letting us, that if in our city there's a need for the hot meals, we can prepare that too. So depending on the needs of the city.
Okay, so whatever the city provides, they can provide. Okay, all right.
Awesome. I've noticed there's been services that for those who can't leave their house, you guys are helping the vulnerable, like helping them get food and such to their homes, which is a very fantastic thing. I've noticed quite a few people are doing that themselves, but you guys doing this as well as the meals and that from around the world, since basically international various services places are in need right now. I just think it's a fantastic thing you guys are doing.
Thank you very much. United Sikhs, I can just read out the mission to you. It's It is an affiliated international non-profit, non-governmental humanitarian relief, human development, and advocacy organization aimed at empowering those in need, especially disadvantaged and minority communities across the world. So that's the mission like we're following. And Sikhism, like Sikhs, I'm wearing the T-shirt. United means to keeping everybody together. Sikhs, it's a word derived from Punjabi, like that's the language. Sikh means a learner. So like it is a faith-based organization like Sikhism, but it is collaborating like with everyone else, like anybody who is affected by this crisis, or even like in the past, like we have done disaster relief, like if there's like in California, if there's crisis arises, like anywhere, like right now, I don't know if you're familiar with, like in Afghanistan right now, there was attack on Sikhs. They are,
Mm.
I don't know how familiar you are with the situation. So we are providing, assistance to them. Anybody in India who is in need. So it's not just the, like, in terms of feeding people, it's a legal organization, anybody dealing with the human rights, and like anybody, like, we all are like humans. So anybody who is facing any crisis, they can contact us and we can provide services. Right now with the COVID-19, because people cannot leave their houses, so we need to train our volunteers as well. So because we need to keep ourselves safe first. So again, when somebody call us, we assess their need, and depending upon their need, our volunteers they are putting themselves into the field, like our medical professionals or any other people who are on the field as well. So yeah.
I did read the story about like the attack on Sikhs in Afghanistan, and again, my condolences to them in the community, because this is very tragic, and I'm
Yeah.
glad that organizations like yours is really helping them out at this time and all that stuff. So our thoughts are with them currently right now. In terms of food delivery, like in terms of this COVID-19 crisis, like how has your organization been able to deliver some of the foods, like in different parts, including in Canada?
So again, this is completely depending on the needs of the city. Like in New York, they have had a like truck where they will put like those meals and deliver it to people in need, deliver it to churches. In Brampton, like people are coming into the temple, they're getting hot meals served in the containers. So everything needs to be sanitized. Yesterday in Brampton, they delivered, I think around 150 hot meals to the church. Like somebody in church called them, and so they delivered the hot meals there. Like in our city, right now, again, the need is right now for the dry ration. So if somebody calls in, we like like say somebody needs like a loaf of bread, or like say two, I would say a slice like a butter or milk or anything. So people have been donating money to us. So again, it's on, because this is not an everyday crisis. This is like people understand that we need to chip in. And as a human being, you wanted to do your part. So people all collaborating with us. So, in our religion, like we should contribute like 10% of our income. That's what our belief is, religious belief. So whatever we earn, like we need to contribute 10% of our income with the community, so that everybody, can be served. So that's how we're chipping in. And again, we are promoting ourselves to the different, local grocery stores. And, we would just tell them, sometimes they would just like, offer free. If not, they can just offer 50% discount. So right now, we are not in shortage of any money right now, depending on how far it would go. It's an ongoing thing. It's learn as you grow thing too. So we'll see like what happens.
Hmm.
That's understandable. That's good to take it as it comes, especially these times are uncertain. And what you do is kind of reminds me of what me and Larnell tend to preach in our podcast, the whole food brings people together and unity, we're all human kind of thing. And you guys basically show that, and I just think that's fantastic, and we really need that at this current situation we're in. We all should really help each other out.
I definitely appreciate the other relief efforts that you're doing. So, like, I know we're like a food and drink show, but we want to ask too as well, like how have been like some of the like medical efforts? Because I also saw on the Instagram as well as the website, you also offer medical supplies and even to the volunteers, with face masks and different like you mentioned before, like sanitizing precautions.
Again, it depends on need. Like right now, I can, call for my city. Like, I'm the London coordinator, like for my
Mm,
city.
yeah.
I haven't heard from anyone right now, like, if anybody's in need of medical. But again, like, providing, yesterday, we were just talking to the, different volunteers, like, should we be working towards like, face mask and sanitization? The talk just happened yesterday. So again, like, to launch a project, it needs a team effort, like it needs a lot of planning. And again, we don't want to do it just one day thing, like, okay, you serve this and that's the end. So like, I mean, we are in the process. Again, if someone would call depending on the need, we might be able to. Like, I know some of my friends have offered if they could stitch the masks at home, right? So
Mm,
I don't know, like they would be disposable or washable, or depending on, again, it's learn as you grow. Like this is the first time we are facing global crisis. So we are in the process of talk, like say if somebody need any other, like, over the counter medicines, like sure, we can just go to the store and buy the medicines. But like right now we're in shortage of like wipes and other disinfectants and masks. So we are collaborating with the volunteers, and it, like, depending upon the need, we might, start the service, like learn as you grow. So yeah.
yeah, definitely. That's such a nice thing right there. And we definitely appreciate your relief efforts. So, currently right now, Gurmeet, is there any way, the people that are watching this segment right now, like, can be able to help donate to the United Sikhs, and even ones that are probably watching in Canada too as well?
Yes, definitely. You can do your part in there. So they can, visit the website www.unitedsikhs.org. And like on the web page, there would be a, bar for to join the volunteer. So again, promotion, like everybody can do their role. If they are in a position to donate money, sure. If they are in a position to physical help, contact your own local area. Like this is a global thing, what's happening. It's not, to one particular city. So if you are able to, if you are healthy, like, you can, work for this cause, definitely we would want that. So there's a Facebook page. I mean, I can just point out, like, this is the organization.
Hmm.
So, I mean, we are on Twitter, we are on Facebook. You can call your local, like, coordinator, like you approached me, and I am kind of like, talking on behalf of like globally.
Hmm.
So, like, reach as like this is the humanity, like humanitarian thing to do. This is not just like to one particular, like, Sikh community. This is like you're doing it to the humanity. This is your part to the global crisis. That's what I would want to say.
Yeah. And definitely, Gurmeet, like we thank you as well as all the people in the United Sikh community, whether they're Sikhs or not. It's all about us coming together and being able to not only help combat this crisis, but to give good food in the process.
Yep.
So, one last question I would like to ask too as well is like, how much time with your volunteers, if you can answer this, usually would take to make the vegetarian meals, and for people that who are not Sikhs, like what are usually in the vegetarian meals, if you can answer that?
Um, Depending on what kind of food they're serving.
Yes.
So if it's a like community meal, like I can talk on my behalf. Like I cannot talk on, like, how much time they would, like, take time to cook.
Okay, sure.
I
Yeah.
can just put my example here. Like we've
Hmm.
been working with Salvation Army. That's which help, people in need who are homeless. So we, like Londoners, have been supporting this. It's not just me. So people who, we cook for Salvation Army. We cook vegetarian Indian meal, and it takes us about, I would say, 2 to 3 hours to cook. And we go there to serve. We serve around, like, 200 people at Salvation Army. Like when we cook in their kitchen, like, somebody sponsors, like, Gurmeet, I want to sponsor this time, and then our team would go in and cook. So generally, like Indian food. Cooking time, like it'll take 2 hours. But again, collaboration is the main thing. Like, putting your time. Like right now, you're interviewing me. Everything takes in time. Planning, like you asked for the vibes and stuff like that. Like we have been collaborating. Like people are giving. This is a volunteer work, and people know. Like apart from their like today, my call was scheduled for 10 o'clock, and I was in a work meeting. So depending upon their availability, like people are doing what they can. So that's what I want to say. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right then. So again, folks, in order to donate, go on to unitedsikhs.org/donate. Any type of money or any type of support you can give is very much appreciative. Gurmeet Kaur, who is the coordinator in London, Ontario for the United Sikhs. Gurmeet, thank you so much for being on the Autistic Delicatessen and really showing us what it means to really come together and being able to help out during this crisis.
Thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to spread the word. And I just want to thank you. Like this is your part of doing the volunteer. Like you're putting it on the web. That's like people like you're reaching us. That's how people would know. Thank you very much for your time as well.
No
Thank you.
worries. Thank you very
Autistic
much.
Delicatessen.
Let me tell you something. The food is great.
Hello there, Cassie. Welcome to the Autistic Delicatessen.
Hello, hello. Happy to be on the show.
Yeah.
It's nice having you here. First question is, how did Cookie Munchers get started?
So Cookie Munchers got started actually in New Jersey out of the back of a local bagel shop in their off hours at night. We actually started in our apartment first, but that was only like a week. It went really well, and we begged every restaurant, everything I could find in town to let us use their kitchen in their off hours at night. Because in New Jersey, you can't use a home kitchen to deliver cookies, and it definitely wouldn't have kept up with demand. So we ended up working out of the back of a bagel shop for 9 months, and then now we have 2 locations to fast forward to where we're at now.
And you mentioned, Cassie, that one of your locations is like, really like it was in a small town in New Jersey. Like, is Glassboro kind of like Jersey City a little bit, or is it different?
Glassboro, no, it's a very small town, so it's surrounded by farmland.
Okay.
And it's just basically a college campus that it's a college campus in the middle of a bunch of farmland, which is usually really cool. But it does make it so that when the students leave, we don't have much of a population there. That being said, it's going great at that location, and we were able to be lucky enough to go from the back of a bagel shop for 9 months to being able to start our first location. Fun fact, the only reason we were able to start our first location is because the town donated almost $13,000 between like 160 people who helped us buy our first oven. And we also had a woman who helped us pay for our construction as well, so we could launch and get going.
That's awesome to hear. Speaking of home delivery services, due to the whole circumstances with COVID-19, are there any current home delivery services due to the COVID-19 circumstances?
Yeah, it's been very hard to keep up with. We've actually had to hire more staff since COVID-19. You would think, because most people are laying people off, we're hiring like crazy right now.
Wow.
Because the demand for people to get it to their house is went up. It's not necessarily that our sales have went up. It's more that we need more people because not everyone's coming in store anymore. So they need it coming to their house. So we just need more delivery drivers. We just hired 2 within the past 2 days. And I'm anticipating having to hire a good amount more staff by next week.
So, Cassie, how are you able to make such these big cookies? Because we've seen in some of your actually, I first knew about your business from Instagram and all that stuff, and I was like,
Okay.
there's a cookie shop here in Tampa that makes big cookies and milk. Now, let me ask you this too: is the milk a mixture of it being dairy as well as non-dairy?
So right now we only have dairy. We are looking at expanding to almond milk though. But right now all we have is pints for 2% milk, chocolate milk, and strawberry milk.
Okay.
They're prepackaged, which makes it perfect for COVID-19 because they're already prepackaged to deliver them. Yeah, and our Instagram page, I understand why you heard about us on there because we've been really blowing that up. I've been posting like 10 times a day.
Instagram. Instagram is definitely the perfect place
But
for
in terms
that.
of how we were able to make the big cookies, in the beginning, to a fun fact, the cookies were a total accident. They weren't supposed to be that big. The first night operating, I didn't know how big to make a cookie dough ball, and I just plopped it on a pan. And because we were running behind schedule, we already had orders coming in. So we were like, we'll just send out big cookies. And we sent them out, and all these reviews started coming in that these are the biggest cookies I've ever seen. This is awesome. And we ended up saying, okay, well, I guess that's our brand, big cookies.
Nice. Happy. That's a bit of a happy accident, isn't it?
Oh yeah, now it's like the main thing that people know us for. But yeah, it was totally a happy accident. And now I'm happy it happened.
I noticed that a YouTube presence is important for businesses these days. Do you think that is the future for businesses in terms of promotion and word of mouth?
Honestly, I think it's a mix between all of them. In terms of people coming in the store, we do have some people from YouTube, but our YouTube audience is more spread across the US and even other countries. People who know about us on there, if they come to visit Disney or anything like that, they'll make the drive out to get to us. And some of them do live in Tampa, but I would say Instagram's probably our top for people because it's so targeted in our area. That Instagram definitely is one of the main drivers of traffic. And so is actually TikTok as well. We have a TikTok page that has like 13,000 followers on it. And that's definitely a big driver of traffic as well. But YouTube does, yes, for sure, bring in people. The channel is important to me, but I don't think it's the top driving factor to the store.
Yeah.
Just because it's not targeted traffic. It's anyone from anywhere in the world follows on YouTube.
Yeah. No, social media is definitely vital for businesses these days, whether it's YouTube, Facebook. It also depends on the thing you do. It's like if it's food, Instagram is definitely a lot better, or if it's more into advocacy, Facebook seems to be the best thing for that, or YouTube, or even just YouTube with a mixture of other things. For myself, I've not got a business or anything. I mainly do my blog pages, but I use a lot of social media, and I notice some places are better than others. So it's just wonderful to see more businesses embrace technology, really.
Awesome. Yeah. I mean, that's our main thing. I mean, I love making videos. I love all of that. So I love making commercials. So it works perfect for us, but I think every business at the end of the day needs a person who can make videos and be on camera, because the world right now is going so much toward video that it's just so important for any business to keep up.
I agree.
Yeah. And really, it's interesting how COVID-19 was kind of like the push of that, like every medium is now going more to like streaming or YouTube now. So it's just an interesting time that we're living in right now.
Oh, 100%. What's crazy is so just to put this into perspective in restaurants, on our New Jersey location, as I said, it's in a very small town. So there's one street that goes through the entire town, and that's like it. So all the restaurants are on that street with us. And I won't put names out there, but we spoke to multiple businesses on the street. And right now, the only 2 businesses that are still open on that street out of like 12 is just us and Domino's Pizza. And everyone else said it wasn't worth staying open because in order to bring people through the store, normally there's walk-by traffic and they're all coming into the stores, and that's how you get your money. But during this crisis, during COVID-19, the only way to get people in your store is through social media. They have to come out from their house and purposely be coming to your store. They're not just walking by. So anyone who didn't have a good social media presence, they wasn't even worth them staying open there. They were telling me they were doing only about $100 a day in sales.
Wow.
Which is crazy. We're doing way better than that, us, obviously. But for a lot of the businesses there, it just wasn't worth staying open.
On a more positive front, what is considered your favourite kind of cookies?
My favorite kind of cookies are always chocolate chip. They're a classic. They're gooey. It's also our most popular store. It's absolutely delicious. That being said, fun fact, which I've said a few times on the YouTube channel, not everyone knows this, but I actually can't eat our cookies anymore. All I can eat is our vanilla ice cream. And I was diagnosed with celiac about 2 months ago. So
Oh.
Man.
I went from eating cookies every day to not being able to eat cookies.
Oh,
But I know
that's a
they're
tough
delicious.
break.
I smell them every day.
The aroma of the cookies, yeah.
I do. I love it. I'm like, oh, waft it toward me. I love it. But
When you said you couldn't eat them anymore, at first I thought, oh, is it because you're surrounded by them every day? But you said celiac, and I'm just like, oh no.
oh,
'Cause
no,
I know
never
I know
got
someone who's a celiac, and they have the same problem. They can't eat like all these nice sweet things with wheat and that, and I'm just like, oh, that would kill me because I have such
Yeah.
a sweet tooth.
because everyone always said, "Do you get sick of cookies?" I'm like, no, I ate a cookie every single day for years, and then now, nope, I'm not allowed to eat them anymore. But if you see me eat them on Instagram for marketing, I have to spit it back out right after the camera turns off.
That's
Wow.
very good.
But it's really
That's
good
called
at
be-
the moment it's in my mouth. I love it.
Yeah. That's called being a good actress. The last question I want to ask you, Cassie, is with making a cookie shop called Cookie Munchers, was it something that, even when you were in college in New Jersey, was it something that, you always wanted to do?
I never thought I would own a cookie shop. I'm not gonna lie. It definitely wasn't my passion through school. I knew I wanted to start a business. There's two goals I had in college. One was to start a business, so I went to school for entrepreneurship and marketing because I wanted to start a business. I could never keep a job throughout college. I would probably work somewhere 2 weeks before I would quit. My brain moves really fast, and a job doing the same thing, I can't do it. It drives me crazy. Entrepreneurship, there's something new every single day that you have to face and new challenges, and I love that. So I did want to start a business, and I wanted to travel the world. Those were my top two goals. I traveled and lived in Australia, New Zealand, a bunch of places around the world, and I knew I wanted to start a business that allowed me to be able to travel a few months of the year, preferably longer, preferably be able to go for an entire year, just traveling around the world. That being said, Cookie Munchers has been that thing. We haven't been able to leave for a year around the world, but we've been able to trust in our management team enough to be able to leave for up to 5 months and then come back and check on the shop and then innovate and then leave again when the shop is ready and the team is good to go. It's been rough because obviously, you have to really put a lot of trust in your team to watch the shop when you're in another country, but they love the responsibility and they love that we trust them. So our main goal was to actually travel the world with starting the business. And then we wanted to pick something that was fun, and cookies is a really fun topic. So I wanted to start a cookie shop.
I also saw in your videos, currently, you have the jungle cookie and all that stuff because you and your boyfriend Brandon went to Sri Lanka recently with the tuk-tuks, like those little small cars or whatever, to help save the koalas. So I just want to ask, from that, how did you first get interested in helping to save the koalas in Sri Lanka?
So when we went to Sri Lanka, we actually went originally to help just save rainforest because we actually before that traveled Peru near the Amazon rainforest, which is on fire. So our original goal was actually to save the rainforest. And that's when we went to the tuk-tuk race and we were raising money for that. But a customer came in store right before I was going to launch the rainforest series. And she comes in and she's like, I really care about the koalas in Australia. And I personally connected to that because I lived in Australia for 7 months. So when she told me that, I was like, you know what, I'm going to split the mission and we're going to help koalas and help the rainforest as well. And we decided to donate half the money to each cause. And she basically came in and said she was a designer. So she said, I'll design you a sticker. She's like, and we can, put names on your wall. And we basically worked together with one of our customers to then help save koalas and rainforests at the same time, which is pretty awesome. And for anyone who's watching this and doesn't know about what we're doing in the store, anyone who comes into the store during the period of our Jungle Oreo cookie, it's about a month and a half period, we donate 1% of the profits toward the rainforest and as well as the koalas in Australia. They can come and donate at the register, or they can just buy the Jungle Oreo cookie and 100% of the profits from that cookie go toward this cause. They also get their name on our wall, which right now we have hundreds of names on our wall, which is awesome. And they get a koala sticker for helping save the rainforest and koalas.
Now, if anybody wants to help, donate, if they're not in the Tampa area or in the New Jersey area, can they go on your website in order to help donate in any way?
You know, right now we don't have that option, but that is a great point. Maybe we will open up that option.
Okay.
This hasn't been something that we've, our website, it would require us to build out the website to be able to handle that, but that is an awesome idea. We could definitely
Yeah.
look into it.
Definitely. But anyway, like if you're in New Jersey, if you're watching this in New Jersey or in Tampa, definitely like and by the way, the Jungle Oreo cookie looks very nice, you know. I'm sure Oni wants it, but sadly she's in Scotland, so not a chance. But
All the
but
cookies look awesome. It's not fair.
yeah. Well, at least you got the pictures though, so.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I mean, you can just look at the
Totally.
pictures. And, hey, I mean, we're quarantined anyway. We should make some cookies.
Yeah, definitely. So, if people want to know more about the shop, Cassie, they go on the website rucookiemunchers.com, right?
Yes, rucookiemunchers.com. That's correct.
Okay. And then obviously for delivery, like people in the New Jersey or Tampa, Florida area, they can be able to call in, or do they email, or how they get
They
delivery
just order on
service?
our website, or they can give us a
Okay.
call. We are actually looking at, during this crisis, expanding to shipping cookies. We've had a lot of requests from all around the United States, so we are
Okay.
looking into that. So maybe next time we'll be able to announce that. We'll see.
Okay, and hopefully that works out, and maybe eventually get to international, because I'm sure Only would love to try those cookies.
We'll see where we
Totally.
go. We're a few steps away.
Okay, definitely. Anyway, Cassie, thank you so much for taking the time to be on our show, the Autistic Delicatessen, and really just giving us some good hopes about having a good business, as well as continuing to sell those cookies and dreaming big.
Woo! Awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
No worries.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Let me tell you something. The food is great.
Now, for us, if you want to check out me and Oni's projects, go on to autisticdelicatessen.card.co. It's right at the bottom right there. So make sure you check it out.
If you enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe for future episodes. Until next time.
What you eat and what you drink is your story.